If you're getting an error importing SVG into Tinkercad, don't worry. In this video, I'll show you the most common fixes step by step so you can get your design imported properly. This is especially helpful if Tinkercad says nothing was found, the upload gets stuck, or your SVG just refuses to load. The good news is that most SVG import problems come down to a few simple issues in the file itself, and once you know what to check, it becomes much easier to fix. If this tutorial helps, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more quick software guides like this. Let's get into it. First, open your SVG in a vector editor like Inkscape or Illustrator. One of the biggest reasons Tinkercad fails is because the file is too complex. If your design has lots of curves, detailed shapes, or thousands of nodes, Tinkercad can struggle to process it. In Inkscape, you can reduce this by selecting the object and using Simplify. This helps cut down the number of points in the path and makes the file easier for Tinkercad to read. Next, check whether your design contains effects like shadows, gradients, glows, or blurs. Tinkercad does not handle those kinds of visual effects well. It works best with clean, flat paths and solid fills. So if your SVG includes anything decorative or layered, remove those effects before exporting. Keep the design as simple as possible. Another very important step is converting everything to paths. If your file contains text, shapes, or objects that are still editable elements rather than actual paths, Tinkercad may ignore them or show an error. In Inkscape, select your text or object and convert it to a path before saving. This tells the importer exactly what shape to use. Now, let's talk about size. If your SVG file is too large, especially over 1 MB, Tinkercad may time out while trying to process it in the cloud. A giant canvas can also cause problems. If your design was made on a huge workspace, scale it down before exporting. A good target is something around 100 mm by 100 mm, depending on the project. When you import into Tinkercad, also try lowering the import scale. Instead of leaving it at 100%, test 50% or even 10%. Sometimes a smaller import scale helps the system handle the file more smoothly. After that, check your paths. Tinkercad needs closed shapes to generate a proper extrusion. If your lines are open-ended, have gaps, or don't form complete loops, the importer may fail because it can't determine what should be filled. Make sure every shape is fully closed before exporting. Also, delete any hidden or locked layers that you are not actually using. Even invisible objects can sometimes cause trouble during import because Tinkercad may still try to process them in the background. Now for file compatibility. When saving your SVG, choose SVG 1.1 if that option is available. That older format is usually more compatible with web-based tools like Tinkercad. If you're using Inkscape, save as a plain SVG instead of an Inkscape SVG. Plain SVG strips out extra program-specific data that can confuse the importer. If you've checked the file and it still won't import, the issue may be your browser session. Try clearing cookies and other site data for the last 24 hours, then reload Tinkercad and try again. You can also open Tinkercad in an incognito window to test whether a browser extension is causing the problem. If the file works in incognito, then an extension is probably interfering with the upload. So to quickly recap, simplify the geometry, remove effects, convert everything to paths, keep the file size small, close all paths, delete hidden layers, and save in a compatible SVG format. Those steps solve most Tinkercad SVG import errors. If this video helped, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who keeps running into SVG import issues in Tinkercad. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.